for you. I have Dr. Apesin Oluwasola.
Thank you.
Thank you for being appreciative of you. They also have to have you talk show soon. So today that enlighten on this well. So our topic is
inequality.
So the audience, today's topic is the hidden inequality behind health and wealth. And please, it's truly wealth. People see paid in higher price for being sick. Have to pay for health. I still they want pay for
Have factors to gaining access. Probably maybe most people that doesn't have enough money are the ones that are paying more. Because we're going to talk about people that don't have enough money, something is really behind it. So we can probably call it poverty. Yes. And so some things that make people to have access to social factors. The level of wealth of the individual determines if you have good access to good health at times, and your educational status too also goes a long way. So if one is okay financially,
yes, ma'am,
understand it has effects on how and on the level in which one will have access to good health. So the reason why you're saying that is there is something that I need to know that people that you're talking about able to afford what it takes to take care of themselves, that boils out to like poverty. Yes. You understand? So I contribute to that the economic situation factor, the inability for people to have access to sometimes, most of that say boils out every Nigeria has
so that
so naturally yes our income level every individual should have access as a citizen access to good our socio-economic factor. So
it's affecting one of our healthcare industry. So Mr.
Thank you. It's a good one. The X is wealth. In a city, everyone should be able to access to health. There is other way around, in which is the rich. I can only say why if as a person is going. Understand? But the situation whereby you wake up, the alert that
It's money.
hey, my dear sister,
Money,
no,
money.
be thinking, your thinking faculty will change that. Go for backup.
So you have to go to
You
the
because the money that is speaking.
yeah.
What to eat, what to give your children. The school fees is there, and bills everywhere.
Who go think that kind of
And health will not be the first thing I'm taking up.
I never thought
But it's in the environment, you know, it is the government easier than Nigeria where it is at.
that's it. So I see reason why even like all these rich, especially all these politicians, any small thing like this, they don't even say in like
For the better invest what you need for you to enjoy that good health.
yeah.
Exactly what is the thank you, man.
So what's the question now? So there's thing they call NHR. Why is it that I cannot for like because like they're paying, and why the people that need the cost from them everybody the HR they are using that people use why not use for
Yes, sister.
it doesn't work like
Even now. So you don't know, you don't see no.
so take care of
No,
my
You know, sincerely, government are ready to places honest, you understand, about is what you have. You understand? Government And like my, you know, by the time government work more and they do better to make sure that, you know, all the both the road and they go extra mile to make sure that the rural area, deep rural, you know, gets that opportunity.
But we have in which we are outlining. Now, government want to do this. Government will not be everywhere.
Yes.
Government make this, but the most part of it that they saw, they will be not there. For example, I was teaching in Ibadan there, guys. I was teaching in then I have a boss here contesting for councillor. So yes, I have to be the CA.
Subordinate.
Not subordinate.
Okay. HOD.
Thank you very much for the school. Now, this guy, we pay all the salary, they pay all the education. Let's pay all the salary, pay all the staff. We foster benefit for them. How much are they take it? They are taking it to where they used to. Because they keep on asking them money. Which now like many they gave him the person of employing people employment. So then you can that close to him brings everyone all government give okay government give them equipment give them forcing them
They will sell to us.
Sell.
They will still sell to us.
That's
Even if palliative of the stuff, they will still sell to us. I would
so so Nigeria too has a lot of things to
yeah, so they chase tags within us.
balanced diet, we still have our exercise. That doesn't take anything. When you are educated, when you are informed, that your physical exercise has a lot to do with your health. Do you understand? At least you have that yourself. You can do more things. Another thing is information. People should try to have access to information. Information is power. But let's take it back to state of the issue of poverty. Somebody, when you're talking about information now, it takes maybe the cheapest way to get information out, probably through the social media. Then that is not free in Nigeria. You still need money to buy data. Somebody that's not even getting money to feed him or herself. Do you think we have the right senses to be thinking about getting data to even get money? Okay, and healthcare advocates, the people telling them how they can give. They want to talk to people. They say money you are bringing for. If I'm saying it's not, see from up to down. The ones we hit. Okay. So we have mental to help people, to educate people, so that they can take care of themselves. But by the time we go how to educate people in some years, time I come here now, what I need talking about, I'm not even this. So poverty has a lot to do when you're talking about having access to good health. So then how to have advice and realize that number one, let's prioritize our health. Because we live in habits and to make sure that we are healthy. It's even better not to eat than to eat junks. Yeah. Fasting, taking times, you know that what you want to take in your time dangerous for your health. It's still better. It's still better not to take it than to take it and now do more than hazard to your health. Have history of somebody that's been on water therapy, just water for this, and at the end of the day, the blood pressure was rigid. Wow. That to keep point to somebody have been on maybe most of the at the end of the day, so chronic health is very essential. So if in our own little way, if there are ways we can just try to prevent one or two things living.
And take food that job. So, Mr. Kwesi, what do you have to tell us?
The advice I give that in the back has a lot of responsibility because from the beginning I said that's not to know where his weight is worth. So once you are on a person, you will be able to seek for how to enjoy. I don't know whether I can answer now.
Yeah, we understand you, sir.
I say we should not put it on. Not on. But now that you know that there is something that want to benefit at the very good end. So you must be able to go extra mile to seek for knowledge, to seek for how to get it. Just like you're right to say that Diabetes is expensive. You know that if diabetes enter, or you have people around you that have suffered from that disease before, and you know what they have spent, and you know what you get that this is because the issue of poverty they are talking about too. People that are poor, they are even doing bad things because you want to eat. Spaghetti, you now pack it up with something.
We are doing more than.
I'm not getting out because I've gone to deep, you know, to the roots and see more people because they believe in you don't have to feed yourself, you don't feed yourself, not your belly. You have plenty for you to eat. Essential.
Okay.
So you have this. No, because you have to question. Look at the person of this in the Bible, this short man, but Zacchaeus. This want to see Jesus, but the condition, you will not that there. What he has to do? He has to go extra mile to climb the tree. Along the way, Jesus met that what happened? Zacchaeus, come down. You'll be my host today. So you as a person to extra mile. See yourself, you as go extra mile for you to, you know, to get this eggs food that we are talking about here. Not that you now say, now sit down.
Because for you to reach general hospital, you have to pay times 20 or whatever. So most people go to private hospital. I think private hospital accept treatment. Like you think like it reduces the inequality because most of us, even me, okay, when I'm having something, sorry to say, if it's not too worse, I just check my phone to check like is this something I can control in my own? Or I have to go to the hospital because of the expenses. For you to see doctor, sorry, 5,000. To be. So ma, can you just tell us of how is it self-treatment or we should just try to go to private hospital because we deserve a safe treatment?
Yeah. It's okay. The sincere truth about private hospital is that even with private hospitals want to make money.
Yes.
And sincerely they try to target urban,
yes,
urban, you know,
urban areas.
Cities. They try to target urban areas. Find hospitals, except the government hospitals. That's what you see in the rural section. So because private they don't go to the rural sector, and so the expensive private hospitals are. You understand? It makes a lot of people that sell and sadly I want to say that self-medication most times do more harm. It's self-destructive. So one of the solutions that I feel we can do so that people can enjoy this food that we're talking about. Do you know that prevention is always better than cure? Yeah. When you look at self-medication, that's why information, is power. Information is power. Whatsoever, like somebody said, whatsoever you can do to get the accurate information. Whatsoever one can do to get accurate information. At times, you may not be able to afford private hospital because it is expensive. And even most times, they don't even make it available in the rural sectors to make people have access to it. So what we do is that we should give ourselves to information and we should maximize, because I said it the other time that we have some NGO, we have some people, some of these government hospitals are instead of doing self-medication or instead of feeling that since I cannot afford private hospitals, some of the government hospitals around us, let's make use rather than doing self-medication. So because self-medication we do, I'm telling you the truth, except you are very, very sure you have professional around. Even if you cannot afford private hospital, if you have access to professionals around, then I think that would be a good method rather than doing because self-medication can even do more damage, except to get the instruction from a practitioner.
So today, stop that self-medication. You have no edit today, tomorrow you take some more. So try to see a doctor before taking that person, because sometimes a little edit today, tomorrow, it might be a sign that something is actually wrong with you. So Mr. Please, what do you have to tell us about that?
Please don't go there.
Self-medication, don't go there.
Never, don't even ever think of it.
Don't try it.
Don't think of it too. Because if you don't your responsibility, you can never do the consequence. Understand? What you as a person supposed to do on a daily basis to your head, if you fail to do it, the habit is nice way to enter the body. Yeah. And stroke and so that, health issues. Situation, no. And stamina, capital no. And as far as the hospital, we now understand that we all know that hospitals that we have around are expensive. We don't have money in abundance, can't get the hospital that we have truly private hospital in which they don't even say you want to come if you don't have money. So your money must speak. Your health, if you not until you begin to say, I don't have money on ground, don't do that spirit. So we have clinic, clinic around and town.
Then I want
good health, clinic too. I'm managing myself. And also help beneficiaries.
Okay. So now what do you want to say?
Yeah, like my colleague, so we have natural needs of taking care of ourselves, and when we're talking about professionals that do this with utmost proportion, because one of the issues that because despite the fact that natural medicine is able, one of the things that God us is nature. When we talk about our medicinal herbs, despite the fact it is affordable, it is accessible, and it is available. You understand? I easily see some of those medicinal plants around. They are very, very excellent. But the havoc behind it is that when you think they are told they are for healing purpose, and you think you want to do in this area, we have performance, and that is really that's all probably hard effects of taking we have some of the we do much in nature because sincerely nature is our nature, but you need professional guidance, you need professional advice, you need professional counseling consultation. For example, there's this medicinal plant, Raphael. People call it Raphael, so people call it Abamonda. And sincerely, the medicinal plant works. It works like magic. It works like magic, sincerely. But you know what? Because of you don't know the proportion in which you need to take it. Since it's one of the things you want to majorly high blood pressure, let's be specific. I have AIDS that you said, this thing work, and I love the day. The person just going to go and take like 5 of the leaves. You understand? Raise it very well and blend the person every time. So everything like that. Do you know what happens? The person lying there is in the hospital.
That's how powerful it could be.
That's how dangerous, as hazardous it could be. Something that heals can also kill.
Yeah.
So that is why professional advice in anything, any medication goes along. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate you. So now I'll ask the last question, and then dive into our questions from the audience, from them to you. So the last question said, what do you think causes the biggest gap between the rich and the poor in health? Because sometimes I'm a very poor, I'll be sitting down, and someone will just come in and they'll be enter to the doctor for me. What do you think, or do you think that the person is more better than me, or don't you think inequality? So what do you think can be used to correct that, or what do you think such thing or person will do in such a situation?
The thing that first and foremost in my mind is advocating. Nigerians should keep advocating for them. Sincerely, influence, like I said the other time, socio-economic factor is really affecting this issue of inequality when you're talking about health. Because your influence, I'm telling you, and it's still that as in it's there, and I just think something you can do about it. But I think by when Nigeria keep advocating for the right thing, when Nigeria keep advocating for health, sound health, and to make it equal, make it available, it's even available, and both the rural, the urban, there's easy access. You understand? To getting, there won't be, it will even be glaring that because your wealth, that is when you can probably get good health. It will be glaring because everybody have access to the private, to the hospital, to the medical checkup, So I think advocating for the right thing to do, for more hospitals, for more practitioners, encouraging the practitioners. It's like most of our doctors, some of our health practitioners, most of them have traveled, most of them have gone to go for greener pasture. When you have most now in the hospital, that have not really gotten the experience. You understand? And at the end of the day, it's really doing more havoc. You understand that road? So I think advocation, by the time Nigeria keep advocating. And another thing I think we can also do is that individual volunteers, health practitioners that are aware, that knows the importance of health. You understand? We can volunteers as in different areas. Talk about NGO, but you know that the life of people matters. You understand? You won't mind what if you really want to bring to your table. You understand? You want to give it. Just like volunteering to educate people. By the time you volunteer to educate people, tell people how best they can take care of themselves, keep shouting it, keep mentioning it, keep saying it. And at the end of the day, a lot of people that might not even have access to the hospital will get the more information that can help them to even live healthy.
I love you.
I love you.
You love me, that is how it should be. I love you. You love me, that is the way it should be. Now, we have a government that must love citizens. We have citizens that must love government. I have neighbor that must love neighbor. I have doctors that must love patient. I'm not communicating now. The rich love the poor love the rich. So when you have the understanding of love, you know that everything should be on the balance level. You will not have it in mentality that let's classify them. You stay like this. These are the self people that are supposed to enjoy this. Am I communicating now? Then bringing the gap up is very essential. Am I communicating? It's very essential. It's mandatory. It's compulsory. It's certain. It's inevitable. Am I communicating now? It's very essential. We should put it in everything we do. So it is when you love your community, that is when we have the NGO, that we have the mentality of saying, I need to raise free healthcare in our society.
Okay.
Am I communicating now?
Yeah.
Now, Optimal Naturopathic Clinic, they did something of recent, in which they gave free medical checkup.
Wow.
Free medical checkup, free massage, detoxification, free of charge.
Such people.
Come and see how people are excited.
Yeah, that's
You are excited, in my presence of that, because I have to be one of the doctors that attended to. So as I was consulting, I was hearing from the participant, please come on, it's free.
Then there are opportunities. It's not like
this. Let's assume that Optimal Naturopathic Clinic, has not developed interest or love
For
for the community. Some people will not be able to benefit from it. So it's very essential.
Okay, thank you so much for your reaction. So I'll just take a question from here because we are running out of time. So the first question said, should the government make health care for Nigeria? Will it make things worse? That's what the person said. Nigerians can be so, let me don't play in a bad way.
That statement is a good statement. That's normal being. You say yes. But to me, it's not necessary. Because the Bible says something that ohun tí ẹ bá fowó pilẹ̀ ẹ̀yìn àrò ló máa ń gbé.
Please, can you translate for people that we don't understand Yoruba?
You have a charm in which you don't spend money to make it.
Okay.
You won't have, there won't be eagerness for you to do or to make it so you just drop it anyhow.
Because you don't know the value.
You don't know the value. But the social value you spend, you go extra man, what you pay, there's a price on that thing. We value it. Look at it now. This thing is 1.2 million. My dear sister, you don't drop it anywhere. You will buy cost for it. Anyway, I'm going to take it. So, government can subsidize something which make it,
Okay, affordable for everyone.
Not that.
It should be fair.
So, let's people also. It's a personal thing. It's personal thing. You want to live here. It's personal. So you want to be able to pay for the price you want to get.
But what about
and that is why you know to go extra mile. Don't say, listen to me. People cannot afford it.
No, because there are cases of people that are having cancer, and at the end of the day, you see them begging for money online because they can't afford.
And that is why it's essential for you to do not allow it to happen.
Yeah.
For it to happen, do not turn to other things.
Yeah.
As from the beginning we said, prevent is better than cure. Get information that will not make it to come to reality. Yeah. Am I communicating now? They are going to come to reality and now begin to run into scepter. If you are cutting in everything that is needed, such a thing will not enter into your body. You will not have it. Physically, spiritually, you have the responsibility to play.
Yeah.
So do not allow it to happen for it to now happen, now begin to say I cannot afford it. Because you are the person, if you begin to analyze it, you are the genesis of that issue. As you take some drink in the morning, you take in the afternoon. As for your phones always on you. Some people they put here in their piece, they listen to song till the next day in your ear. And when this now happen, you now say you cannot afford it. You cause it.
You learn to make caution.
Am I communicating now?
Yes.
You get angry unnecessarily.
Yes, sir.
And so when else now enter, you now begin to say somebody is cannot afford it. So personally, you as a person, you have what you need. Your personality, you as a person, try and prevent it. You do something. Do your own part.
Yeah.
Not come to an area that you cannot afford. Because most of the time, what led to I cannot afford is that disease. But they are spent, but they say that they cannot now get money to spend on it again.
Okay.
And the only thing which you cannot say you have is maybe the accident. Now, that accident that people cannot put they have accident to all this thing. But it's national by, the diabetes, all these things that can easily be.
That's a question for another day. I don't want to.
It's okay. Yeah, my contribution towards this is that I think if the government makes good health affordable makes it affordable to everyone, I think that would be a good one. The reason why I'm saying this is that what we are lacking, you understand, what we are lacking is information. And in the book of law, or how do we say it now, they made us to know that ignorance is not an excuse. When you are talking of health, ignorance is not an excuse. So a lot of people are into they are going through what they are going through because of ignorance. So that's where I feel that what we need to do more. I'm in support that government should make good health as an accessible to everyone. The reason is because sincerely fingers are not equal. Like we were saying the other time, there's some cases that probably, okay, do you know that a lot of people, from NGOs now, we have some foundations that help people with cancer. Naturally, it has happened. Do you know that at times, some people even fall into some of these things ignorantly. Apart from the lack of the knowledge, there are some things that is as a result of the economy. At times, there are some food that will be imported.
Yes, that contains chemicals.
That contain a lot. There are some people, whatsoever at times might not be able to harm you. Do you understand? But there are some things that people venture into. For example, when we talk about the environment, we are talking about in the olden days. There are a lot of issues that a lot of health issues that were not even common, and now we have a lot of them. Let's talk about a lot of things have been complicated. I've really been a lot of things have changed. Most of the factories, most of the exhausts, inability to have lights and people put on generator, the exhaust that will come out. There are some things that naturally human being we cannot control.
Yes.
And at the end of the day, it's having adverse effects on our health. So in this case, what will we do? So if people, one way or the other, fall victim of most of these circumstances, and there is a safer place that they can be, that they can be helped, I think that would be a very good one. When sickness is not easy.
It's a bad time.
Sickness is not palatable at all. So if it has happened, I think a good environment, a good community should plan for, just to plan for, some things that, you did not even plan for. You understand that individual might not really plan for. Nobody prays. Some people, some of these things, like we said, are caused by individual, but some are caused by environmental factors that you don't have power over. So, but in case of things like this, I think it will really go a long way to help the citizens, instead of people to just keep dying right because they cannot afford some things. I think that would be a saving grace to a lot of people.
Thank you so much, ma'am. We don't have much time again. We really appreciate you and our audience. We really say thank you for watching us. So, ma, in a few or in one sentence, can you just give our audience an advice on how to take care of their health daily, whether poor or rich, and ways to control whatever factor or whatever thing that could happen in the future? Just in one sentence, because we don't have much time.
Okay, so I'm just going to be brief. Like we've been saying all the way, that health is indeed wealth. Health is wealth. Because when you are healthy, that is when probably you can go all around. If you don't have today, tomorrow you might have. If you are in good health, you can still run up and down. You understand, to make a good source of income. If you are healthy, that's the reason why probably the term health is well. When you are okay, you can source. My advice is that we should prioritize our health. let's prioritize our health. And when we're talking about prioritizing health, we're talking about being intentional. You know, like we were saying, being intentional about our health. When we know that one or two things, you know, some things are dangerous to our health, you understand? We need to be disciplined. Being intentional, if you are intentional about anything, you can get it. If you are intentional about being healthy, you can indeed get it. You can get information. How can I be healthy? How can we be healthy? Think about this water therapy. You know, a lot of people are having kidney issues now. And you know, drinking water is not palatable. It's not easy drinking water. But it's, if you are able to observe your water therapy, if you make sure that maybe in a day you take at least 3 liters of water in a day, I'm telling you, you are saying goodbye. You are saying as in goodbye to any issue called kidney disease. Do you understand? So these are preventive methods. Think about taking balanced diet after your water therapy. Balanced diet. So if you're talking about poverty or anything, just anything that you take into your system that will just feed your body alone and cause one harm, do you understand? That will not have positive effects on the cells. Avoid it. It's better you don't take it at all.
Thank you.
You understand? Your dinner, make sure that you don't take as a late dinner. All these things are very, very important. And regular exercises. All these things are what we can do for ourselves that doesn't even involve maybe you are rich or not. If I want to tell you something, do you know that at times our money even is more people that are even rich, you understand, they fall more victims.
Buy nonsense and eat.
You feel like you are eating, you are enjoying your money, whereas at the end of the day you are causing more harm. Yes, you are causing more harm. So if you are able to if you can be disciplined and be intentional about our health, honestly, you know the world will be a better place to.
Yes, Mr. President, just
Okay, thank you very much, Felua. Ask shall be given, seek you shall find, and not shall be opened unto you. Ask for information. Our dear doctor has given us now. So information, for when talking information, let it be healthy information, because a lot of people are still getting information that is not beneficial. Healthy information.
Yes, so thank you so much to our wonderful guests for the high open conversation. I hope you learned a lot today. Thank you so much, sir. I'm grateful for sharing your great experiences, your knowledge. It's not easy because not everyone that can do this. Thank you so much, and we say a big thank you. So now to our amazing guest, it's time for the audience challenge. Give away 10. So they will not be giving away cash or airtime, but something more. Just to know. So this is what you are going to do for me. Our giveaway is you get your phone, you will do a short video, and in one sentence, you are going to tell us how you care for your health as much you care for your work and money. Do you understand? You tell us how you care for your health as much you care for your work or money. So after that, you hashtag us by using Optima Talk Show. Then you tag us at our social media on TikTok, Facebook, and other platforms. Then the person with the highest likes and comments will win a Optima Talk Show t-shirt. So it's ending on Thursday, so make sure you do this in a 1-minute video, send to your friends, and make sure you're the next person winning this t-shirt. So thank you so much. Really appreciate everyone for watching. Thank you. So, and to everyone watching, thank you. Please make sure you comment and support, because health is wealth truly. So join us next week on this show, the same time, 12 p.m. on Ultimate Talk Show, episode 3, where we discover issues that matter. Stay strong, stay healthy, and take care of
Hello and welcome. My name is Queen MC Obas, and You are in a wonderful program, One-on-One with Lady Peace. And today we have a special guest in our program who is a naturopath doctor named Dr. Martins Enju Oluwa. You are welcome, ma.
Thank you. Nice to be here.
Thank you, ma. And today we are going to talk on a very sensitive topic, infertility. And I want to know our point of view as a naturopath doctor. Let's begin with the basics, ma. From a naturopathic point of view, what exactly is infertility?
Infertility is a broad and interesting question, especially when it comes to our society nowadays. Because of the pressure, yes, I'll put that, because of the pressure on individuals, infertility is just the inability to conceive after 1 year of unprotected sex. So you can start to consider that a person has this issue after 12 months of consistent sex that is unprotected, and yet there is no conception. So you can say, yes, the person has fertility problem.
Okay, that's when the person have unprotected sex for 12 months straight.
Yes.
Okay, and what are some of the common causes you have observed in both in male and female?
Okay, that is a very tricky and yet interesting one. In men, the causes of infertility is mostly stress, environmental stress, occupational stress, the stress on I have to be at certain places tomorrow. And the thing about sex for men is that sex comes from their head. When their head is not calm, when they're not relaxed, that result will not show. So for men, stress is a major factor. And believe it or not, men actually have what we call hormonal imbalance as well. Yes, hormonal imbalance is what will cause a man's sperm to drop. You understand? And coupled with stress and hormonal imbalance, yes, will make a man's sperm, will make a man to be infertile. And for women, hormonal imbalance, like I mentioned in the man, is still vice versa for both. And then we have environmental factors for women. We have endometritis, we have PCOS. All these things I just mentioned can cause fibroid. Blockage of fallopian tube can cause it in a woman, whereby, the sperm, it swims actually. So if he is not the gatekeeper, someone is blocking the way. And so these are the things that causes a woman to be infertile. And from a naturopath point of view, we don't know these things except we run tests, you understand? So because we are natural medicine, doesn't mean we don't do tests. We work with tests, we work with history of individuals to be able to know that, yes, this is what is causing their own before we know exactly what to recommend for them.
And why do you think infertility has become such a growing concern in recent times?
Oh, that's a good question. The reason why infertility has grown over the years is because we've paid less attention to ourselves. If you observe, if you have a natural store where you sell natural juice, you come here and you get your blended pineapple, you get your blended banana, and there's another person selling, let me not mention brand, selling carbonated drinks. That person will sell faster than you. It's only the so-called rich men that are going to stop by at your place. And so this is a concern because we don't pay attention to what we eat, neglecting the fact that it is what we eat that affect our overall body. A person is the embodiment of what you daily put into your mouth. That is why they will advise that you should make your food your medicine so that you don't use medicine as food. Understand? So
Thank you very much. Many people immediately think of conventional medical treatments when they hear infertility. How is the naturopathic approach different?
that The naturopathic approach is very much, not because I'm in that line, but very much interesting for me, because we don't just look at the causes. We don't do, we actually deal with the root cause rather than get this over with and, get your results and have your baby. In natural medicine, we make sure that the underlying cause is dealt with. That is why after running series of tests, we know what aligns with your body, because it's not everything that is synergic to individual body.
Yeah.
So we check what works for you and with you, with your system, and then we now try to tackle the root cause. In a woman looking forward to having a baby, our major concern is not her having that baby, is to take out what is causing her not to have it. So whereby in the nearest future, that thing does not repeat itself. That's why most of the time when a naturopath treats you, or you get your treatment from any natural medicine person that knows what they are doing, you see that that particular thing you treat yourself for does not reoccur. That is one thing with us. We do not do reoccurring, we don't usually have reoccurring problem once we treat that thing, because we deal with the underlying cause of it. If it's hormonal imbalance, we deal with it. If it's fibroid, we deal with it in the right way that is best for individual. Yes, I will mention that is right, because there are certain treatments that are not right for everybody in general, and that is why you need a doctor in your life. The doctor that I mean here is natural doctor. We're there not just to tell you what to do, but to tell you when to do it, when to pause, and when to continue with another thing.
That's very brilliant. Can you explain how natural medicine helps to restore fertility? For example, through detoxification, hormonal balance, nutrition, or stress management?
Okay. Okay, let me start from that stress management. Like I mentioned earlier, that in men, stress is a major factor because it causes their sperm to be watered down. Yes, that's the English to use for it. It causes their sperm to be watered down due to the heat. There's a particular pH the body is supposed to maintain. So the same with women as well. We have a lot of working class, and the society has put a lot of pressure on women now that you have to meet certain standard. If not, if you tell anyone you're an housewife, you're like a lazy person. So yeah, that's stress, and the society expects more from women than men when it comes to giving in office spaces. And so this pressure most of the time make a woman to be turned off, like I think I mentioned it then, that a man, sex or intercourse comes from the mind, right? But for a woman, it comes from the heart. A man can get a woman pregnant, that's A, but is not able to impregnate B. It's the same man, his sperm count is fine, everything with the man is fine, but it has to do with the men, with the woman mental readiness. That is why we counsel, we educate, we tell you that this thing you're going through is not the end of the world. When you give a woman assurance, the same way men win a woman by sweet words, you gain a woman, or you get a woman to our hormone, our general being, to open up to life, because a woman is an incubator. So when she doesn't trust that this thing can survive in her body, because the person giving it to her is not to be trusted, it will affect her. So that is the stress. You have to make a woman mentally ready, and emotionally, that is the first and best, emotionally ready, that you can do this. Some women don't even know that they're having that issue, that I'm the one that is not ready. And a woman body, that's another thing to mention, that when it comes to gender selection, it's the woman body that chooses. The man body dispenses, but the woman body chooses that I want a girl, I want a boy.
Interesting.
Yes, it is psychological. And so for a woman, she needs to be emotionally ready. Once there is no issue of high prolactin, high, PCOS, endometritis, once all these things are cancelled out and a woman is not yet able to conceive still, deal with that emotionally, and then you will see results.
So, wow. So, what you are saying is you start with counseling.
Yes, we counsel.
Counsel.
Yes, make sure they are ready. Some people don't know that they're not ready. Yes, we ask them certain questions, let them open up to you. Some, it could be their fear. Some could say, I'm ready. And at the back of their mind, they're thinking, if I'm pregnant, won't it affect my work? That but mentally cuts it off. So make a woman know that she's ready. Let her be aware. So that's why go through counseling and then address some other health issue that the woman might be having.
Okay, thank you. Are there specific herbs, therapies, or lifestyle changes that can help couples improve their fertility naturally?
Yes, there are a lot. We have supplements, we have dietary aspect of it, and for a man, it's more or less pretty simple, but tricky, because not every person that knows. That is why information is what you need. So when you get the right information, you'll be able to see results. So food that is right for the moment can change the body system to make a person. Ordinary food can increase a man's sperm count.
Ooh.
Ordinary food, certain food. That's why we tell the people waiting that eat the fruit in season. The fruit in season does something to the body, something interesting to the body. And for the woman, we tell her, put yourself at peace of mind, right? You need to reassure a woman. Assurance is what a woman needs. So when we reassure, then eat certain food that are good for you for this and that reasons. And, in natural medicine, we don't just deal with the fertility process. We deal with during the pregnancy, and then we call it a postnatal care. So after the birth, we still care for the mother to make sure that the mother is fine, the baby is fine. You understand? So there are food and herbs that help us maintain this order. Yes.
Can hear.
Yes. There are food.
Nature
has it all.
Thank you very much. Infertility can be emotionally challenging for many couples. What message of hope would you like to share with those who may be struggling right now?
Okay, for anyone struggling, I know that is very, very frustrating. I haven't come across several persons with this issue. The first thing you need to take off the mind is, hope my partner is not the problem. That's the first issue, and it's psychological. Hope this person is not the problem, or am I not the problem? Even when they've done series of tests, some people still say, I know it might be my body. Many times women take the blame. Yes, and I should mention this, that when it comes to fertility, women tend to be more sensitive and more conscious than the men. Many men, you hardly find them in the hospital or in the clinic for checkup on how fertile they are. But it's the women that are majorly concerned. There are several cases that you can see that after several years of waiting and waiting, they found out that it's the man that is that had low sperm count or something. And these things can be dealt with when couples go through it together. Reassuring each other. If you've tried A or B and it hasn't worked for you, there's something out there that is meant for you and that will definitely work for you. But the first thing is that you should take doubt and self-blame and, seeing your partner with some kind of eyes that, are you sure you're not the problem? Like I mentioned. So with that, people will be able to walk through, those challenging moments. And I pray that family members too will be supportive, because the pressure is most of the time not from the couple themselves, but from environment, society. How is your baby? We're still waiting, Sometimes just let people be and be happy, you understand? So in the midst of joy, in the midst of happiness and acceptance, you can see that before you know it, it's already there.
Yes, so going to be. How are you going to advise someone who just went through miscarriage?
Okay. The first thing that is needed to be understood is why the miscarriage. Miscarriage happens for several reasons. A woman can be on her way to her home and miscarriage can happen. But prior to that, what were the thoughts? What was the condition? What did she eat? Because what you put in your mouth is very powerful to everything in your system. And anybody that is why abortion is not so advisable, because any person that has had abortion before, the body creates, we call it antibodies. The body creates an antibodies that attacks what is supposed to survive in the body. So first, if you're young and you're listening to this is going to be very helpful to you, that abstain from abortion. So yes, and for someone that the person needs to understand why it happened. What did I eat? What did I expose myself to stress? Was I mentally drained? Did I think I couldn't carry it? And some people, there's this thing they call something almost like Down syndrome, like the womb is downwards. So for that kind of person, you need to, that's why once you find out that you're pregnant, go see your doctor, because you might be the kind of person that need to be on bed rest for the first 3 months. Some people is close to the end that they had that miscarriage, and that one is very, very painful. So you need to understand, follow up with your doctor. Don't take your doctor's appointment lightly. Take it very, very seriously, so that you can know what is best for your body. Some people's body are fragile. That is why they recommend bed rest. And so you need to understand what happened around you during those moments, what you ate, what you expose yourself to. And in answering these questions, you'll be able to know that next time, these are what to avoid and these are what to stick by.
Thank you very much. How important is education and awareness in breaking the stigma around infertility and encouraging couples to seek natural solutions?
Okay, I think the educational aspect is not, we are working on it. That is why we are here. We're working on it, but I think we're not there yet. We're not there yet. And it would be good if individuals can, realize that we're taken from the ground, and only the things that actually come from that ground can heal and can help us. That is what I would say. Dust you are, and to dust you return. In that meantime, dust will sustain you. That is, I'm saying this because of natural medicine. It is, the awareness is little. But by the time parents, when we go back to our forefathers, when we go back to the very beginning, we see that these are the things that sustained life. These are the things that sustain society. And it is time for us to stop running from what actually works. Even the orthodox drugs are gotten from plants, right? I'll tell people that orthodox drug is just a combination, it's just a means of preservation that brought about the idea of orthodox drug, you understand? It is plants, but certain plants cannot travel to Malaysia for several days on cargo, So they look for a way to preserve it, but sometimes that preservative might not be good for you. That is why we say alternative medicine, right? Natural, what works for you. And in natural medicine, we individual and what works with your body is what we work with. That is why it should be accepted. It should be everywhere. You understand? People should not take it lightly or think it should be alternative. We're not the, we should be the major when it comes to, and I think it's the job of parents, grandparents that knows the value of these things to orientate children that go for this. This will work for you, which it will, without any side effects. You know, most of the time, natural medicine comes with zero side effects. And for people out there that think I can't do it, I would rather stick with this. You eat okra. Okra is herbs. You take veggies. You take vegetables. You take all those things are herbs. It's just the name you call it. You know, that is from the mind. It's just the name you call it, and that is what it is.
Thank you very much. Today has been mind blowing, and I hope I have learned a lot. I hope you too have learned a lot. That natural medicine is the very best for you to tackle infertility, and what we put inside of us is very, very important. Thank you very much.
You're
I've come to
welcome.
the end of today's
Thank you for
interview, and I want all of our viewers that are struggling with infertility to know that infertility is not the end of the story. There is still hope.
Yes.
With natural medicine, there is still hope. Thank you so much for being with us, and till next time.